Level 1. The Initiate. The call comes at 2:13 a.m. No name, no number, just coordinates and a time. You already know what it means. The door closes behind you at 3:02 a.m. Steel, no handle on your side. A man sits across from you, face half lit, a tablet between his hands. He doesn't introduce himself. He doesn't need to. You were careful, he says. That's why you're here. On the table, a file slides toward you. Not paper, a screen. A face appears. Mid-40s. Accountant. No criminal record. No enemies on record either. 7:40 a.m., the man says. Outside a cafe on Rue de Lyon. One shot. Walk away. You stare at the face. You want to ask why. You don't. That's the first rule. You don't ask why. The payment is listed below. $25,000. Clean. Untraceable. Delivered before sunrise. You've never held that kind of money before. You take the job. You spend the next 4 hours memorizing patterns, the man's routine, the angle of the street, the timing of traffic lights. You're not trained, not officially, but they chose you because you learn fast. At 7:39, your hands stop shaking. At 7:40, the shot lands. It's quieter than you expected. He drops instantly. No scream, no chaos at first, just confusion. You walk. That's the second rule. Always walk. By noon, the money is in your account. Not your real one, the one they gave you, the one with no history. You check it 5 times. $25,000. No one calls. No one thanks you. No one confirms anything. That's the third rule. Silence means success. You tell yourself it was just a job, a transaction. You tell yourself he was probably guilty of something. You sleep that night. Barely, but you sleep. And somewhere in the back of your mind, something shifts. You didn't get caught. You got paid. And you're still here. 2 days later, the phone rings again.
Level 2. The Contractor. This time, you don't hesitate. The job is bigger. 2 targets, different cities, same week. Payment, $80,000 total. You accept before the file finishes loading. That's when you realize something. You're not being tested anymore. You're being used. At this level, you start seeing patterns. The jobs aren't random. They're connected. Executives, politicians, brokers, people with access. You're not cleaning up messes. You're shaping outcomes. You get tools now. A burner phone that updates itself every 48 hours. A weapon delivered in parts, assembled only hours before use. A contact who never shows their face, but leaves exactly what you need, exactly where you need it. You follow instructions. Exactly. Because at this level, mistakes don't get corrected. They get erased. The second target fights back, not physically, legally. He's surrounded by security, cameras, routines designed to prevent exactly what you do. You study him for 3 days. You learn something new. Patience pays more than speed. You don't take the shot. You poison the system instead. A single file altered, a meeting rescheduled, a driver replaced. By the time the target realizes something is wrong, he's already alone. That's when you move. Clean, quiet, effective. You don't feel anything this time. No hesitation, no guilt. Just focus. That's the fourth rule. Emotion is inefficiency. You clear $80,000 in 6 days. None of it touches your name. None of it needs to. They start trusting you. More importantly, they start depending on you. And that's when you learn the real currency of this world isn't money. It's reliability. You deliver. Every time.
Level 3. The Specialist. The assignments change. They stop giving you names.
Now they give you problems. Target cannot be approached directly. Location is secured 24/7. No collateral, no trace. You're not just pulling triggers anymore. You're designing outcomes. You build identities, fake passports, temporary jobs, entire lives that exist for exactly 72 hours, then disappear. Your world becomes smaller, safer, controlled. You stop seeing friends. You stop calling family, not because you're told to, because you understand. Loose ends get cut. One job takes you 19 days. A diplomat, protected, untouchable. On paper. You don't go near him. You go near his environment. You compromise a chef, swap a shipment, introduce something slow, something undetectable. He dies 2 weeks later. Official cause, natural. That's when it hits you. You're not just killing people, you're rewriting reality. The payment is higher now, $150,000, but it doesn't feel different. Money stopped being the motivation. Control replaced it. You don't wait for instructions anymore. You anticipate them. You solve problems before they're given to you, and they notice.
Level 4. The operator. They give you a name, not yours. A title. Operator. It comes with access, encrypted channels, direct communication. No more intermediaries. You see the network now. Fragments of it. Cells across cities. People like you. Some better, some worse. All replaceable. That's the 5th rule. No one is essential. You get your first team. 2 assets. Level 1 recruits. You recognize the look in their eyes, the hesitation, the questions they don't ask. You train them, not with words, with results. One of them freezes during a job, just for a second, but that's enough. You finish it yourself. Afterward, you report the failure. No emotion, just facts. He disappears 2 days later. No explanation, no warning. You don't think about him again. You can't afford to. At this level, you understand something critical. You're not climbing. You're being positioned. Jobs become strategic. You're not removing obstacles. You're enabling moves. A CEO dies. A merger happens. A politician disappears. A law passes. You start seeing the connections. Not fully, but enough. And for the first time, you wonder who's actually in control. Level 5. The coordinator. You stop going into the field. Mostly. Now you assign targets, distribute resources, manage timelines. You handle 5 operators across 3 continents. You don't know their real names. They don't know yours. That's the 6th rule. Distance is protection. You sit in rooms with no windows, screens covering every wall, data flowing constantly. You watch operations happen in real time. You don't pull the trigger, but you decide when it gets pulled. The pressure is different, heavier. One mistake now doesn't cost 1 life. It costs many. An operation in Istanbul goes wrong. Wrong intel, wrong timing. 2 operators dead. Target survives. You're held accountable. Not punished, but watched. You fix it. Personally. You design a second operation. Flawless, precise, unavoidable. The target doesn't see it coming. No one does. You regain trust. But something changes. You start sleeping less, thinking more, questioning nothing. Because questioning leads to doubt, and doubt leads to hesitation. and hesitation gets people killed.
Level 6. The director. You don't receive orders anymore. You create them. You sit at the top of a branch. Not the network, just a piece of it. Budgets pass through you. $10 million allocated in a quarter. No audits, no oversight. You decide who lives, who dies, and why. Or at least you think you do. You're given objectives, not explanations. Destabilize region, remove influence, correct imbalance. You translate those into actions, names, faces, deaths. You start noticing something. Patterns repeat, cycles form. The same types of people, the same outcomes. It's not random, it's design. You're not building the system, you're maintaining it. And for the first time, that bothers you. But not enough to stop, because stopping isn't an option. You know too much. Level 7. The architect. You finally see the whole picture, or most of it. The network isn't one organization, it's a structure, layered, decentralized, self-sustaining. Governments use it, corporations fund it, individuals benefit from it, and you shape it. You don't assign targets anymore. You define objectives that create targets. Markets shift because of decisions you make. Wars start slower, end faster, or don't end at all. You don't meet people, you meet outcomes. Your name doesn't exist. Your presence is theoretical. Operators talk about you like a rumor, a myth. You prefer it that way. Isolation becomes normal, necessary. You don't trust anyone, not even yourself sometimes, because you know what this system does. You've seen it from every level. It consumes, refines, replaces, and you're still inside it. Level 8. The ghost. There's no promotion, no announcement, no moment. You just stop being visible. No calls, no meetings, no screens. Only silence and access, unlimited. You can end operations before they begin, erase names from the system, rewrite directives. You don't act often. You don't need to. Power at this level isn't action, it's restraint. You think about the first job sometimes. The man outside the cafe, the $25,000. It feels distant, like someone else's memory. You try to remember his face. You can't. That's the cost. Not guilt, not fear. Absence. You don't belong anywhere anymore. Not the world above, not the system below. You exist between decisions, between consequences, watching, because that's all that's left. And then one night at 2:13 a.m., a new file appears. Not for you, a beginner, level 1, a face, a time, a place. You don't intervene, you don't hesitate, because the system doesn't stop. Somewhere, a phone is ringing, a door is closing. A new initiate is sitting down across a table, staring at a face they don't recognize. They think it's just a job. They think they understand the rules. They don't, but they will.